بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. السلام عليكم يا جماعة المسلمين. We all praise is due to Almighty Allah who created the universe. May the peace and mercy of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and also to his families and to his companions as well. I hereby greet every one of us with the most greeting that have barakah in it, that is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. May the peace and mercy of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon to every one of us as you are watching this YouTube channel. In today's video, we shall be looking about another interesting topic, which is why marriage fail. There are many reasons why marriage fail. Inshallah, bi qudratillah, I have combined some of like 4 reasons why marriage fail, in which this episode that we are doing now will be the first episode that will be illustrating one of the reasons why marriage fail. Inshallah, Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy. Now, reason why marriage fail. The first reason why marriage fail is failure. Number 1 is failure to know or obey the and fulfill the duties and obligatory of both the husband and the wife. The second is what? Physical and mental emotional abuse or tutors or beating by the cops, both the cops. The third is infidelity, and the last that I was able to combine is a shortcoming. Inshallah, these are the 5 reasons that we'll be looking at in this why marriage fail. But in this episode video, we shall be taking the first one, which is the most important, that is the duties and the obligatory of both the husband and the wife. Inshallah, may Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy. There are many obligatory that is expected as a husband and a wife. If this obligatory are not fulfilled, as Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala lay it down, it can cause a lot of damages in marriage. And if you observe this generation, most of them does not know, and they didn't want to ask. So that's why we now come about this topic, that so that we can use it to educate ourselves about the challenges they face, reason why marriage fails, and how they can control it. Because Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't like us to it didn't like divorce, but there are some situations that will occur that there is no any means that one can do except for that person to divorce each other. So now, the first one, we'll be looking at failure to know and obey the fulfillment of what the duties and both side of the husband and wife. There are many married people that have married that they didn't even know their duties, not to talk of fulfilling these duties, and this caused a lot of damages in different homes. So now, inshallah, we are to look at the duties of both the husband and the wife. So the both husband and wife have a lot of duties, a lot of objectives. As Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have said, he said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولهن مثل الذين عليهن بالمعروف والرجال. That is, all the women they have their rights over their husband in terms of living. They have their rights that they are expected to receive from their husband in terms of living accommodation, taking care of them, and so on and so forth like that. And also the husband also have what a lot of rights that they are expected from their wife. So they are expected to do to their wife and to receive from their wife. And also this verse of the Quran also teaches us that the husband have additional rights over the wife because he's the leader of the house, so he have more duty to carry than the female. So now, what the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam also said a particular hadith in during the time he was about to leave his last hajj that he did before he died. He said, "Ala innakum lakum, ala inna lakum ala nisaikum haqqun wal nisaikum alaykum haqqun." That is, the man have right over the wife, and the wife have right over the husband. So they have each equal what right and duties. These rights that we are talking about, most marriage didn't know it, and they did not ready to know it, and this caused a lot of damage because we did not know and we did not want to know. So we have to know, try to learn, so that we can receive mercy from subhanahu wa ta'ala, from Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, the first duty for both the husband and the wife to have for each other is what they should be loyalties and honest to each other. That is, it is the obligation of both husband and wife to be have truth and be honest to each other. They should trust themselves with sincerity, in which most marriage fail. So marriage, they marry themselves, they not even trust themselves. So this can cause a lot of damage to our house. But if you can follow the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as laid down in his hadith and also in the Quran, the Quran and the hadith is trying to teach us, explain what is inside the word Quran. So it is laid down by the Sharia. You will see that most marriage will last long. There will not be a lot of divorce as how it is now. So the second obligatory for both the husband and the wife is they should show themselves what love, love and what mercy. They should show themselves what mercy and love. They should love themselves. They should love themselves. Now, some people they marry, immediately they marry, they love themselves, but when they have continued to be as husband and wife, they started showing themselves hatred. This due to what? Different kind of behaviors. And this is supposed to not be so. This is supposed to not be so. Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَنْ آيَةٍ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُمْ مِنْ أَنْفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلْنَا بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. Allahu Akbar. That is, this is the sign. This is among the sign that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have created. Have shown us that He creates woman from what? From us, men, from the man. He creates woman. He creates Hawa from Adam. He creates woman from Adam. So that we can have what? Repose from them. We can have someone that will resemble us. So, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man la yarhamullah, man la yarhamu." Anybody that does not show mercy to the other, la yarhamu. Almighty Allah too will not show mercy. So they have to show themselves mercy and they have to show themselves love. The third, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "La yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibba li akhihi ma yuhibbu li nafsihi." You are not a true believer until you want what you want for yourself, you want for your fellow members. So they should have trust and what honest to each other. So the third is what they should what have mutual trust, like I said, to each other. So now let's now move to the duty of the husband to the wife and the duty of the wife to the husband. So now Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the one of verses of the Quran, أعوذ بالله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الرجال قوامكم على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض وبما أنفقوا من أموالهم فالصالحات فبحث بما حفظ الله in Surah An-Nisa. That is, men are the protector and maintenance of the woman, because Almighty Allah have made them, that is the men, to exceed them, the others, that is have made one, that is the man, to exceed the female. They spend their money, their resources to support them by any form of means. So now it is not the right, when Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have said it is men that have the capacity of exceeding more than the women. So it is the man's duty to provide for his wife and for his children. Then now what is now expected as a female? So she must what? A righteous woman was what? Dovet obligatory obedience to Allah, after Allah, to his husband. She must obey her husband and guide any form of her husband property in his absence. He must guide his husband out property, and must not go against his commandment. Now, if you look at this word now, are the woman following the commandment of their husband? No. It is one of the reasons why marriage fails. Because we don't know, and we didn't want to know. And if you want to see God's mercy, you have to follow the commandment of Allah and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The first reason for the first right of woman, a husband to his wife, he must treat her with what? Respectable and honorable manner. Some men didn't even have respect for their wife. They don't have respect for themselves. They don't have respect for. How can they have respect for their wife? And Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Live with them with honorable. Spend time with them with honorable. Don't be arrogant to them. He must make sure he provide. He must make sure he provide provide food for her, feed her what he fed himself, clothe her what he clothed himself. He must also discipline her if he fear that he is going against what? The path of Allah. He is going at stake. How can we treat them? Inshallah, we pray. Almighty Allah make. It's not that he should be beating her anyhow. No, there is a way to correct a woman by warning her the first time. If she refused, by separating bed, by not eating her food. So all those things are what Almighty Allah have guided, not to be beating his or her what? Our wife. So he as a husband must always advise her, or not abuse her. He should not abuse her. He should not swear on her. He should not do share on her. So the second, also he must also teach her anything that is necessary for him in his religion. If she did not know, if she must what? He must teach her about the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Oh, you believers, save your families from what? Against fire." Almighty Allah said, "Save your family against what? Fire." In Surah Tahrim, in one of the verses of the Holy Quran, save your family for what? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, save you believers, save your family from what? From against fire. And who can save them? Is the man. Prophet Muhammad said in Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, he said, "I advise you to do what? To treat your wife well, because they are under your control. God has make them under your control." The third is that he should teach her Islamic manners and ways. Like he should make sure that he rebuke her whenever she go against what? Any teaching of the Prophet Muhammad. Are they doing it? If you see your wife that is not praying, correct her to the right way. Correct her. You must keep her from mixing with other men and relatives. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The man is responsible for what? His household, and will be accountable for it." Every man is responsible for his household and what? Be accountable for it. And again, as a husband, he must not share or spread his private parts of any private matter of his wife with other or with any of his friends. And this usually happens. Most men, they talk anyhow about their thing with their wife, which is bad. This thing can cause divorce. Prophet Muhammad warned us against this. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Indeed, among the worst people before Allah on the day of resurrection, the day of judgment, is a man who goes to his wife and meets his wife and spread their private secret." This was brought by Muslim. Now, let's now move to the duty of the wife to the husband. Now that you have know the duty of the husband to the wife, I hope we will be able to start performing it, inshallah. Now, the duties of the wife to the husband. Firstly, she must obey her husband in any matter that does not disobey Almighty Allah. Anything that your husband says you should do, you must do it. You must do it because he is your head. Almighty Allah creates you from him. Except if you say you should come and do shirk to Allah and do things that Almighty Allah did not love, that's when you deceive from doing it. But some women, they will be disobeying their husband, which supposed not to be. Almighty Allah said in Surah An-Nisa, He said, فَإِنَّا أَطَعْنَاكُمْ فَلَا تَبْغُوا عَلَيْهِنَّ سَبِيلٍ. But if they obey you, that is, if the female obey them, obey the men, seek no against them any form of ignorance, any form of abusing, any form of revoking. When they obey you, no, do not touch them. Almighty Allah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if a man call his wife to his bed and she does not come, such that woman, that man spend that night angry with her, the angel will cause that lady, that woman. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. The Prophet also said, if I were to order any one of you, any one of you, that is the woman, I will order you to be prostrating oneself to anyone, to your husband. That is, I will command that the wife should be what? Prostrating to her husband. Because of how the husband is more, Almighty Allah give more reputation to the husband more than the wife. This hadith was born by Dawood. May the Almighty Allah be upon him. She must also protect the honor and dignity of her husband. She must also protect his wealth, children, and other things. Allahu Akbar subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the wife is the guardian over the house of her husband and his children. The wife must not leave the house without their husband permission, in which most female fail. Some people will go out, will not even tell their husband, and this causes a lot of problems in most houses. Allahu Akbar kabira. She must also lower her gear, keep her voice low. She keep her hand from reaching anything that is evil. She must also keep her tongue from any form of foul speech that is not relevant, in which most people female fall into this. She must also not insult her parents or any of her relatives. Allah. So these are the duties that is expected from the wife to the husband. Though there are many duties, but I will stop in this one. May Allah Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon us. I urge every one of us that are watching this video, may Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this video useful for me and for every one of us. Amen. Please, this is my advice go to every young marriage couples. There are some things you have to know in marriage. Please go and learn it, because al-ilm talab al-ilm fariddat ala kulli muslim wa